what? Just everything is just like a whole freaking day. It's like, holy mother. Oh, hi. Hello. Welcome to Anger Management. I'm Jeremiah Callihan. This is Red Nose Wellness. And yes, it is Monday. I figured I'd talk about anger management. It's funny, too, because a lot of the times our frustration comes in small little boxes that we put ourselves into, boxes that we kind of curate ourselves that at the first glance, they don't look like there's much in them, right? And it's like, okay, well, maybe it's not as heavy as I thought it'd be. And well, if I open it up, it's like there's grief and there's anxiety and there's drama. And it's like, what do you have? You have an empty box. And it's funny too, because whenever it comes to anger, it comes in different forms. It comes in different ways. And it's never, ever, ever, ever just simple. I wish it was simple. You wish it was simple. We all wish anger was simple, but it doesn't ever come with simple. So what happens? What happens is you take yourself, you take your box of sorts, because we always like to put things in boxes, and well, if that'll stay. There we go. My goodness. And let's say AirPods, okay? Things, circumstances. We put in the box. That box doesn't want to stay, but it's going to stay. And then what we add into that box is thoughts and memories. So there's a thought, there's a memory. There's let's say this is grief. Put that in the box. Let's say this is disappointment. Okay, this is disappointment. Put disappointment in the box. Hold on. Don't freaking move, box. Failed expectations, which you would think would be the same as disappointments, but not always, but sometimes. You put that in the box. Okay. Now, remember, there's moments, there's times it's like, I don't know what this is. Maybe this is a family reunion. Or maybe this is an encounter. Or maybe someone just looked at you wrong. Emotions, okay? There we go. And like any good person that we have existing in our world, we like to box up all of that anger, all of that frustration, and we just, well, you know what? If I can put it in a box and I can just move it out of my way, it's fine. I don't have to think about it. And if I don't have to think about it, then it didn't happen, right? Not always. Welcome to Anger Management with me, Jeremiah Callihan, and Red Nose Wellness. Now, give me a second while I pull up, because I have a slideshow. Of course I have a slideshow. Anger management, because why not? My goodness. Today, with anger, there's 3 ways of dealing with it. Let me go full screen here. Come on. There's 3 ways of dealing with anger. Stuffing it, escalating it, and managing it. Now, managing is the goal for anger management. It's always been the goal, but nobody ever tells you how to manage it. Anytime it comes to anger management, there's no simple, just do X, Y, Z, and I'll get rid of all your anger. It doesn't work that way. It's like, and it's crazy too, because a lot of the times we really wish that there's a magic button or a phone you could pick up and you could say, hey, I don't want to be angry no more. Tell me what I need to do and get it out of my life. But that doesn't happen. Now, does it? I wish it did, but it doesn't. Today, we're talking about stuffing. Because before we get to the managing, we have to understand the different parts. So today's first episode of Anger Management Live with Red Nose Wellness and your host, Jeremiah Callihan. And today we're talking about stuffing. Yeah! Let's get started. My goodness. All right. So like I said, there's a situation. And let's say, I'm going to take a seat real quick. Let's say in the situation, you really wish that things would have worked out better. And sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't. And I guess that's life. But what do you do? Well, let me give you a scenario. Let's say you've had a really long day. And there's a lot of people around you, and they're just talking. They're just like, blah, 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 blah. There's just, and you need your headphones. But to get your headphones, to get your earpods, which if you didn't see and you didn't know, they're at the bottom of the box. I have to get past what I stuffed the past situation with, which would be the stuffing. So sometimes in life, I have to open that box up. But I have to open it carefully, because if I feel it too much, then things are going to fall out. And then I'm going to go, I don't know what happened. Could you tell me what happened? So I'm careful. And you want to make sure the people around you, that you're not just being careless. Because a lot of times when we're frustrated, we take it out on other people. And that sucks for the people around us, because they didn't do anything. And that's the thing about in life, is we are always, we don't want to pass the buck, but we do pass the buck. And the people around us, well, hurt people. And whenever it comes to anger, it's like, it's a tricky emotion. And I say it's a secondary emotion, but really it's like the main emotion. And it's the outcome of all these emotions. And then, bear with me, okay? So have a situation, have the box. I have to open the box carefully. Because if not, and then what? Well, I can reach in and where did my headphones go? They're not there. Because sometimes we think things are there, but they're not there. Okay, well, maybe while I was throwing around my proverbial box, I found my AirPods. But they're empty. Oh, God, no. Okay, one's over here. One's over there. Haha, I got my AirPods. Great, wonderful. Now I don't have to listen to what? The noise? The frustrating situations to which you just exploded your own proverbial box and everyone around you just had to deal with? Well, Jeremiah, don't make it so simple. It's not that simple. You're right. It's not that simple. Every time in life, you have to deal with people. You have to deal with emotions. And what you put in your little categorized boxes, that's up to you. But every word, I hate you, I can't stand you. Hello, Jana. I loathe you. Every word that you put in your proverbial box and you stuff it, this doesn't just go away. This is a temporary fix. I'm putting all my emotions in my box. Nobody cares. I don't want you to. Don't look at me. Just stop looking at me. It's great. But you don't feel great. And eventually, you're going to have extra hands. And if you don't manage this package right in this scenario, if you don't, yes, stuffing sometimes is necessary. Sometimes you can't deal with the emotions directly. But if you don't watch it, what if you were smoking a cigarette and one of the embers got into this paper cardboard? Next thing you know, the whole box is on fire. The words that we say, the actions that we take, it's a tricky, complex situation. And a lot of the times, you know what? I learned how to box by my dad, and he learned how to box by his dad, and we are going to sign this. Someone called me a name or someone cut me off, and or someone let me down, and I'm going to just organize it. Okay, we don't talk about the box. But Jeremiah, what about the box? We don't talk about the box. Okay, but that's the problem. What happens whenever your factory is full and you don't have any more space to store your box of mishaps and situations? What then? What happens whenever your box or your factory is too full and next thing you know, someone says, hey, could you do XYZ? And you say, you know what? I have a storage full of all these damn boxes, and you're just wanting me to have one more box. You know what? You can have all of them. You want all of them? You can have all of them. You feel proud of yourself? It's hitting walls and that explosive anger. I thought you had it managed, right? Welcome to anger management. The thing is, this analogy that I'm using, this cardboard, whatever someone hands you, you can accept. Go ahead, accept. Here, I got some more bullshit for you. Go ahead. There you go. Wonderful. Awesome. Hey, here you go. Here you go. Wonderful. Take some more. You know, have it. Oh. And then nobody wants to deal with you. So what do? How do you not pack it? How do you manage it? How do you not escalate it? Because that obviously is escalating. And I said I'd do stuffing, but I guess it's just kind of evolved into its own thing. How do you deal with this? Because this is complex. But it always has been. First, we got to get to a few things. Pretty dramatic, isn't it? I'm going to get better with the camera views. I have Facebook Live on one and YouTube on the other. So if I keep switching from camera to camera, it's just because I'm going between the two. There's destructive anger and there's healthy anger. Now, destructive anger is putting someone down or being verbally abusive, fighting, hitting, kicking, punishing, or being destructive some other way. Healthy anger, that's more conscious. That's using your words like, you're really frustrating me. You're frustrating me by X, Y, Z. Talking it out, saying, you know what? I need you to get away from me. Well, I'm not going to go nowhere. No, I need you to give me some space, okay? Did you know, and I tell everybody this in whenever it comes to any type of anger management, there's a small period of time to which your cortisol and your adrenaline, there's only so much time to which you can, let me get to it. Come on, hold on. Skipping it. Only so much time that your brain can actually process a lot of these situations. Now, if you like science, it's funny, I actually got the slideshow. I stripped it down from all of the images, but the slideshow is actually from the National Anger Management Association, NAMA. The brain process of chronic destructive anger experiences actually starts in the I can't ever pronounce the word, the fire detector of the brain. It's that one, AMYGDALA. Whenever I was in physiology and anatomy class, I couldn't pronounce it then. amygdala. It actually initiates the stress response. That's actually the fight, flight, or freeze, right? Whenever that is actually activated, it actually goes to the hippocampus, which the hippocampus actually forms and retrieves contextual memories. So this is going, well, I remember how this went last time, so I know how this is actually going to turn out. Which this is the capacity to inhibit the amygdala. It's kind of like saying library. Okay, my goodness. Which, whenever it's actually activated, that's actually what activates the medulla oblongata. Now, that's the funny part. I can actually pronounce medulla oblongata. Fuck that word. I can't do it. When the medulla oblongata, so there's your emotional response. When your medulla oblongata is actually activated, it governs the autonomic functions. So it regulates the blood pressure and the heart rate and whatnot. When that's activated, that's your physiological sense, your well-being. That's what starts the cortisol and the adrenaline pumping up. Now, whenever I explain this to people, 8 minutes. It takes on average about 8 minutes for this to get through your system, to which it starts its peak, and then it starts a significant decline. The reason I'm telling you this is because if you ever have one of those rage moments where you're really just in it to win it, you need to give yourself 8 minutes. You need to check yourself before you wreck yourself. And you need to back up and give yourself about 8 minutes on average. That's where, if you are in this rage, since I'm going to destroy the box, I'm going to destroy the moment, you need to give yourself 8 minutes. Like, it's funny too, because a lot of these courses, they give you a lot of like bows and bow ties and pretty little packages of words, and they kind of tell you the secret. Really, the secret is you. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want to manage your anger? How bad do you want to manage the situation? There's no magic button that will just take your anger away. You think, hey, well, if I punch this wall or if I get it out aggressively, I'm going to feel so much better. And that is temporary relief. And what is actually happening is you are getting stuck on the instant gratification, which we all have gotten stuck on because of dopamine and social media. And we want things now. It's my money and I want it now. And well, shit doesn't just work that way. And I'm sorry to tell you that, but it doesn't. So with rage, there is survival rage, which is more domestic, right? So it's like, I don't feel safe. And if I don't feel safe, I'm going to get some rage out. There's abandonment rage. So that's more of the, I don't want to feel alone. Impotent rage, finding out that your child has terminal cancer. So you can't control that. Obviously, from my life experience, I have very much felt impotent rage, and I can't control it. You have to remind yourself there's some situations you can't control. Yeah, you can get mad, but as wonderful souls around me would say, what are you going to do about it? What can you do about it? I don't know. We're going to come up with some solutions. So there's destructive anger. Like I was saying, there's healthy anger. When going from the 3 ways of dealing with anger, there's stuffing the box, escalating. Well, you know what? If it's on fire, let's add some gasoline. And then there's managing it. There is some things have to go in a box. Okay. I am not very happy with how the situation has turned out. I don't appreciate how you talk to me. And I don't appreciate you lying to me. It's not going to easily fall out of that box. Okay? Well, you know, I'm going to have to clean this back. I don't like how you made me feel in any given situation. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed because I expected more from you, and I didn't ever think that you would treat me that way. And it sucks too, because I really thought that we were really good friends. I really thought that you cared about a damn thing I said, but I guess I was wrong. Well, okay. Let's go for one more. Every time I come around, you always make it about yourself. I don't feel like you really even care about our friendship. You never ask me how I'm doing. Remember last summer whenever I had that crisis? You didn't even call me. You didn't even ask how I was doing. That sucks. I'm mad, but you know what? I have a right to be mad, and you do. In your life, if these situations happen, you have a right to be mad. Nobody, not one person can ever tell you, hey, stop being mad. But you have to categorize it. You have to sort it. That's more manageable. Someone starts rocking the box. Yeah, there's a few things that are going to flare up, but you know what? I've already put that to sleep. Now I'm going to close it. But hey, couldn't you put some more emotion into that? I have deemed this enough emotion. And instead of storing this box of ugh, I'm going to get a postage. I'm going to reach out to the UPS. And I'm going to send it on its way. Because I can't hold on to it anymore. We feel this rage, we feel this stuffing and escalating, we try our best to manage it, but when you hold on to that anger, when you don't ship it back out, send it back to sender, hey, you will not talk to me that way. Hey, I don't appreciate that. Not, I don't appreciate it and you're going to pay. But I don't appreciate that. And you know what? You can have all that bullshit and you can just take it to the bank because that's not mine anymore. That does not belong here anymore. And I'm not going to accept it. You try sending me back that package, I'm not going to accept it. That's not mine anymore. That's a good example of managing. Okay, well, what about this? What if you have a friend named Steve and Steve says, hey, Jeremiah, could I borrow $5? Got $5 to give to Steve. Okay. He's going to pay us back, right? Maybe. In life, sometimes things happen to which you can't always account for, and you may or may not get your money that you borrowed up. The moment you gave your money away, it was already gone. Hopefully they pay you back. 5-10 days later, when Steve said he was going to pay you, and you're just, trucking along, enjoying your day. Oh, hey, Steve, how are you? Hey, by the way, do you have that $5 that I let you borrow? Gosh, Jeremiah, what are you talking about? I don't remember you giving me $5. Some people, that can make them feel really aggravated. It can make them feel really irritated. Well, there's a few ways you can handle that situation. Look here, motherfucker, I gave you $5, and if you don't give me my $5 back, I'm going to burn down your house, kill your family, and hit you with a car. Now give me my $5. Don't do that, okay? That's extreme. It's rage. Or you can realize Steve is not a good friend, and Steve doesn't uphold his word, and that instead of asking him clarification of going, look, man, I did give you $5, but you don't lend out that $5 again. Okay, that's on you. Anytime someone gets you aggravated, gets you irritated, really stirs the pot, How you handle it is yours. It is never okay to go burn down a motherfucker's house or kill their family or hit them with a car. Sorry, that's not justifiable. But you now know who you can trust. You now know who you will never give $5 to. That was light. That was vanilla. You want me to keep going? I'll keep going. I know you're dying for it. Let's say you're a Democrat and your colleague is a Republican. Now, your colleague, let's call him Joe, and Joe cannot shut up about Trump. And you, being a Democrat or a liberal or whatever you are, the opposite ending that is fictitious of categories, you don't like that. Hearing words that he says, it bothers you. There's some backstory that bothers you, and you're like, you know what? That I don't like that. It could be about Trump. It could be about the Pope. It could be about the Jehovah's Witnesses. I don't care. Just scenario. Now you hear Joe talking, and it bothers you. Now you can do a few things. Commonly, what people like to do is they like to go on social media without ever talking to Joe in person, because that would be conflict. And whoa, if we even get on that topic tonight. And I'm just going to go on my social media, and I'm gonna. Some people are ignorant baboons that vote for oranges and bananas and, well, just don't know what the hell they're talking about, and the end of the world is coming. They know I'm talking about them. You can handle it that way. You're not going to feel good inside. Or you can go up to Joe and say, hey, Joe, I hear what you're saying, and I'd rather you just not, because I disagree with you, and, well, we don't see eye to eye, and I just don't agree. Now, Joe is going to play a little bit of chess, and he may say, hey, thank you for coming at me so respectively, and you're the bigger person, both of you are, and you both get scot-free, okay? Or he's going to say, you know what, you libtard, I don't care. Trumpity, 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 trump. It's going to make you feel that, oh, I already knew that was coming, right? But it goes back to what I was just saying. You cannot control other people. You can only control how you respond to situations. Well, you feel that now Joe is an incompetent baboon that you're going to have a hard time working with. That's a difficult situation. Now, on the other end, let's say you're Joe and your colleague Sally, she's a Democrat and you're a Republican, and you voted for Trump and she voted for a Democrat person, and news media, Kamala. Sally voted for Kamala, right? And you're like, hey, I'm pretty excited about how things are going and how things are going to progress. And Sally is just, everybody that voted for Trump is just an ignorant baboon. And you overhear that, and it's like, well, I can't approach you. I can't have this conversation. And then you go on Facebook and you see these like really very backwards messages that both people are saying, but they never put your name, so you don't know if they're talking about you or not, but you feel like it's a personal attack. So then you go on to a comment, and then you have like this battle royale, and they have this battle royale, and then two people have like this stupid little battle royale. Here is the absolute secret if you ever want to listen. And if you're listening so far, either you hate me and you're fuming up, which hopefully so, because if so, then let's talk about it. Or you're just intrigued with how I haven't been cut off from the interweb so far. And if that's so, me too. Your life is your decision. Your choices are your decision. The outcome is what you put in, and what you get out is what you put in, not what other people put in, period. Imagine life as a movie. If you do not like the actors you're working with, then stop acting with them. Stop partaking in letting them be a part of your movie. Like Medea would say, oh, hey, honey, sometimes people like season, you just got to let them go on. Just let them go on, honey. Just let them go on. And it's true. Sometimes people are like seasons in our life. Sometimes you got that spring that you're like, at first it was really pretty, but then the ticks started coming out and the mosquitoes, and you're like, oh, God, oh, I can't wait till the summer. I want to go swimming. So you shed those leaves off your tree. Then it becomes summertime, and you're like, oh, it's so hot. I don't swim as much as I used to think. I can't wait till fall. And then fall comes, and you shed the leaves of the summer, and it goes into fall, and they start browning out and oxidizing. And I miss the summer. I want to go swimming. I can't wait to go. I can't wait till it snows. I can't wait till the winter. Sometimes people in your life, they feel like they're permanent, but they're very temporary. Are the same people, not including family, are the same people in your life now the same people that were in your life 5 years ago? Very, very often you'll realize that you have this circulation of different people you surround yourselves with. Now, when I say family, I mean like close friends and family. They really do kind of cycle themselves out. Hello, William. But in life, you are control. You are the curator. You are the conductor of your life. And you can stuff it if you wish. You can. That is your right. You can stuff it and stuff it and stuff it and stuff it and stuff it. I don't know why I did that. And then it escalates. And then you're court ordered to come see me anyways. So either way, you're either going to control your anger or you can come see me. And I'd love to see you. But that's the thing is with anger. I hear people say, I don't have a problem with anger anymore. I'm not angry. There's two types of people. And I solemnly really do believe this. There's two types of people. People that are angry and they say, hey, I know that I've had a temper in my life, or I have a temper in my life, and I manage it, or I let it get the best of me. That's one type of person. Or I don't have anger. That's not me. So there's people with anger and there's liars. Now, you can have anger and have it managed all day long. Like, that's fine with me. So a lot of our parents, my dad, my mom, my family now, my dad and my mom, I'll stick to that one. They have it well. They really do. They managed it well. They've had their life experiences. They know what will get them by and what won't get them by. And they conduct themselves reasonably, which is the ideal goal. It is the ideal goal. Because you're going to hear adverse things all day long that someone might say that might bother you, and that's okay. But you get to choose if you're going to stay around. Well, Jeremiah, what happens if, and then you have specific situations, that's where someone would come to someone like me, an anger management specialist, and say, I have a very specific situation. I help you with your specific situation. And then I try, if you're good, if you're worth your salt, you help them with their specific situation. You say, okay, back on the highway. Come back to see me if you have any more problems. I don't feel resolved. And why are you trying to get rid of me? Well, because it's not my job to keep you, and I don't want to keep you. I just want to be able to offer the resources, and I do. I offer the resources to which you have a specific situation. I don't know how to conduct myself, and it's really ruining my marriage because every time something happens, I just blow up on her, and she doesn't deserve it, and she ends up crying and locks herself in the bathroom, and all I did was called her a stupid bitch. I don't know why she's so upset. What do? Well, first, you don't call her a stupid bitch. I understand she has feelings too. It's not just about you. Well, Jeremiah, you said this is my movie. And if it's my movie, well, you're going to find yourself alone. And sometimes you will find yourself alone. Sometimes you're going to find yourself in situations that you're like, I don't know how to manage it, and I'm trying to stuff it, but you know what? There's so much emotion that I can't do it. What do you do? First, breathe in with the fresh air and out with the bullshit. People will always get under your skin if you allow them to. It sucks. It's not fair. But you know what? That's life. It is a fundamental hazard and in a lot of sense, a blessing that in life you are going to have circumstances that are going to test your patience. Jeremiah had a lot of patience, but now it's just this room. I can't do it. Just want to go. You want to go? Whoa! Hey! Create space. I'm sorry. You're escalating. How about another chair? Would you like some water? I got some water for you. Why water? Water cools down the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve system is where you have your adrenaline, your cortisol, and it helps that physiological state of the medulla oblongata. It's that simple. You get stressed out, you can actually put the palms of your hands under cool running water. There's so much. There's more to this. There's more to the story. What are you, Paul Harvey? And now for the rest of the story. There's always going to be the and then what? There's always something. Okay. I feel like you're mocking me. Well, that's you, not me. I'm not mocking you. I purely want to know, why are you frustrated? Well, I feel like you're gaslighting me, and I'm upset, and I'm aggravated, and I don't feel like you're listening. Perhaps they're not. Perhaps they're not. And then what? If someone's not listening to you, and then what? What are you going to do? Well, you can talk it out. Maybe that'll help. Maybe give yourself some God forbid, some distance. Maybe you don't need to be around people. Well, that's not always a good thing. Don't tell me how to live. There's this whole story. In life, there's so many different things that are going to frustrate you. There's so many things that are going to aggravate you and pick at you. And they're going to get the best of you if you let them. Well, how do I not let them? Like I said, it is more complex than that. One step at a time, being able to recognize, hey, I know this frustrates me. I know personally, I hate traffic. I loathe traffic. If you're ever in a car with me and there's traffic, you're going to hear me say the whole George Carlin spit of shit, piss, fuck, cocksucker, motherfucker, tit, fart, turd, and twat. I can't do it. I don't want to do it. What do? Well, I don't drive in 5 o'clock traffic. 1, don't do it. Okay, well, what else do you do? Well, if I know I need to get somewhere at a certain time, and I know there might be traffic that I cannot avoid, I leave a little bit earlier. That's things that I can control, not the other drivers. And if someone pisses you off, well, you pissed me off. No, you allowed a situation to get the best of you. I disagree. Then move on. Come back to me when you want to talk some honesty. Anything you get aggravated with, you allow to aggravate you. Well, there's certain situations that just, what? Politics? Turn off the damn news. There's nothing immediately that's going to help you right now. Well, it lets you know what? That we're a dysfunctional community and a society, and congratulations. It's been like that for a while. And there's not one thing that you can do that's going to change that dysfunctionality unless we all have an aha moment of going, okay, let's put our differences aside and let's get through this because woo-hoo, we've got a little bit out of hand. And that goes for Republicans and Democrats and independent too. We have to all come together and say, okay, look, this is not working. There's an amicable state of being in an unhappy marriage that this is I can't think of the word for it now, but there's a term that when two opposing parties have no more fight left to give, no more fire, they're exhausted, and they'll look at each other and they'll go, okay, I'm done. We're done. We're done. You're done? You're done? Yeah. Oh, we're done. Okay, we're done. Shame on me for not being able to remember that. I'm going to think about it. It'll be next Monday's topic, that subject. But what I'm trying to get at is that you can stuff it. But if you stuff it, it's going to escalate. And you're going to have to rinse, wash, and repeat. And it goes between itself until you learn how to manage it. That's just the beginning of anger management. You're like, Jeremiah, you went over a lot of information tonight. I know. I wanted to offer a series type of thing every Monday, which I'm going to do here, exactly how you're seeing this, every Monday, to which I'm going to share anger management tips, tricks, kind of rants, stories, however it kind of turns out. I'm a very theatrical individual. I'm very lackadaisical too. So obviously I'm a performer at heart. So I'm obviously going to have boxes and papers and everything in between. But here's the thing is if you're watching this and you do have an anger problem or you really would like to manage your anger, follow along. Because I promise you there's not one person that hasn't followed along either in person or vicariously of tips and tricks here and there that ultimately you need to talk it out. You talk it out, you figure out, well, why do I do this? And how can I stop from doing X, Y, Z? You get those answers, and if you're sincere about it, you can get rid of your anger quickly. You'll be like a Buddhist monk in Bangkok. It'll be great. It'll be wonderful. Now, I do see that I have a little less than 20 minutes. Is anyone that is watching this, if you have a question, I'm going to continue on, but if you have a question or you have a statement, comment, question, comment, gripe, or complaint, can you please put it in the chat, either Facebook or on YouTube, and I will address it. Within the next 20 minutes, I'll kind of be more aware of it. If you are watching one of these videos, if you're watching this video before or after it's no longer live, if you still comment a question, I will actually respond to your question in the comments. So I'll kind of approach it that way. I've been doing YouTube live and kind of live events for a hot minute, and I've tested out different approaches that I'm going to try out. I'm really excited about this venture. This is through my company, Red Nose Wellness. I'm really excited. It's where we teach anger management, health and wellness, the 8 dimensions of wellness, CPR and first aid, and then parent education, which is parent classes. Jeremiah, that's a lot of services. Which ones do you do live? Well, we do anger management live, like we are right now, every Monday from 6 to 7 o'clock. Health and wellness, over the 8 dimensions of wellness, is going to be every Tuesday from 6 to 7 o'clock. And parenting education, which will be every Thursday from 6 to 7 o'clock. Now, the parenting education, every parent, I don't care who you are, has always asked the question, am I a good parent? Now, I go over some actual practical parenting education, what the research says over different scenarios, how to be a better parent. By no means am I or will I ever say that I'm a perfect parent. I am not a perfect parent. There are times that I need to be an absolutely even better parent, a better partner, a better friend, a better son, a better dad, obviously. We're in this world together, and it has to start with you. And so that's why I'm doing any of this, because sometimes you might be watching this right now and you don't have a feasible way to access these type of resources. And so I just want to offer kind of a snip clip of what each offers and as best information that I can. So it's like, it's me doing the best I can. If you like it, awesome. If I say something that ever offends you or upsets you, let's talk about it, obviously, because anger management. Anything you're going through, I promise you, it's manageable. It is manageable, but the number one thing that I would ever need from you is for you to understand that the only way to manage any of your life is for you to want to manage it, and for you to take control of your life, and for you to manage your circumstances and situations. That's the only way that any of this works. It doesn't work any other way. I wish it would, but it doesn't. And that's okay. But nobody gives you an instruction manual. Nobody says, well, when you are met with these XYZ situations, then this is what you do. I'm trying the best I can to provide that, but, we'll see where we get. I have a comment on YouTube from William Purdom. It says, also, don't forget anything you're going through. You're not going through it alone. Absolutely, William. Yes, you are not alone. Anything you're experiencing, you're not alone. Sometimes you feel alone, but you're not. It's going to be okay. It's absolutely wild. Like I said, this is my first time kind of setting it up. I didn't know exactly how I wanted to have this set. I know that I tried my webcam, and my webcam actually distorted the background, and I wanted to be able to actually have something that I could have a presentation to. They're about to get wild. I'm actually working on quite a few slideshows that if someone's pissed you off, I'm going to give you one of the Monday nights to where you can just show them a snippet clip, or you can like screenshot it and you can send it to them. Like, if you've received this message type of scenarios, someone sincerely feels that you should get some professional help because you've got an anger problem. Because why not? Come on. No. No, other than that, I think life is gorgeous. Like I said, my name's Jeremiah. I started Red Nose Wellness. My glasses and my red nose. If you have a question, comment, gripe, or complaint that you don't feel like sharing on the interwebs, on the comments for life to see, you can send me an email at rednosewellness@outlook.com, or you can text or call 918-933-0905. You can, if you're in Tulsa, you can come and visit us. You can go to rednosewellness.com and book an appointment. Regular rates typically are about $75. If you are in the military, have had cancer, or on government assistance, then it's $50. If you are court ordered, it is $100. But that $100 actually covers the court costs and the sending the court costs, the court paperwork that if I have to send off or verify that you've attended court sessions. That's why there's that $25 extra, but it also covers you. And then also, if you have questions, you're like, hey, they said I need XYZ, then that's what the $25 covers. I try to give everyone a good deal, and that it's affordable and it's also fun. So with that, we are at 6:50. Questions? Let me check real quick. And hello, Tara. My goodness. No questions. No questions. Well, anyways, I hope that you have a superly duperly awesomely amazing, fabulously super great Monday, a marvelous Monday at that. And I will hopefully see you tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going over the 8 dimensions of wellness, which are I always get them mixed up, so pardon me. The 8 dimensions of wellness are emotional, physical, spiritual, social, intellectual, occupational, environmental, and financial. So what we're going to actually start doing every Tuesday is we are going to go over different forms of emotional wellness, how to keep yourself well, physical wellness, spiritual wellness, social wellness, intellectual wellness, occupational wellness, environmental wellness, and financial wellness. Oh, yeah. Did I mention that we also at some point are going to also on this live experiment, we are going to have experts in the field that are not me because I don't know everything, but I'm going to have hopefully different experts of different fields that can come in, especially on wellness. Anger, if I can get psychiatrists, psychologists, therapists, doctors that don't mind speaking what they know on their educational level. The health and wellness is actually going to do the same thing. So like financial, maybe bring in a financial advisor that could give some tips and tricks. Spiritual wellness, maybe bring in a bishop, a priest, what are they called? Rabbis, and maybe a Buddhist priest, and maybe like someone from someone from the mosque. Just have all these like religious leaders. Could you imagine that? Like a group of 6 religious leaders, and we could all have like an open conversation of like that spiritual wellness. That's the goal. That's what we're gonna do. We're going to unite the world. We are going to unite the world. Yeah. All right. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for putting up with my shenanigans. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow. Maybe I'll see you next week. I don't know. But until then, thank you for being you. And thank you for watching the Inga Management Live with Red Nose Wellness. I'm your host, Jeremiah Callihan. And I think you're fantastic. All right. Bye.